Guys, welcome to the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. I'm outboard high sea drifter on just a day fishing. Well, I'm not full of wild excitement because I'm just going to try on the edge of a bank. There's a great big bank that goes out here. It doesn't dry out all of it, I don't think. I think parts of it do dry out, I'm not sure, but anyway, on the chart's showing that a little bit's dry out in low water springs. Tides are a bit big, there's a ton of weed in the water, clarity looks okay. I'm just going to be going for pretty well anything, but I'm going to split the baits between squid, and I've got some fresh caught squid. When I say fresh frozen, that I caught myself off the shore back last November, I think it was, in the winter on a jig. So I'm going to try that, that's normally very good. And I'm going to try some mini whole mackerel, and just in case there's the outside chance of a taupe. I've only got 2 big rods, pretty bad for me, but I've got a couple of big rods there. I don't think in this tide I'm going to be able to up tide. I just have to throw down there a couple of rods, and I will try some little mini hooks and see what's down there. I might even try the stinger rig. So there we go, let's get straight into the fishing. This is the rig I'm using at the moment. It is sort of 20 pound, 20 to 30. I mean, they rate these rods, you know, dual rated, what I call dual rated, 20 to 30. I mean, years ago it was either 20 or 30, but now it's a 20-30 now. Well, first thing I do is get a tangle and hook all the other tackle. There you are, come away from there. Okay, so I just got a regular running boom there made from coat hanger wire, a ka-chunking great big lead, a swivel, bit of rubbing leader of I think 50 pound mono, a short wire trace in case there's a taupe. And I'm going to bung onto that a whole mackerel and just hope I can hold bottom. Still frozen. I like to keep my bait chilled. I never used to be really good at keeping bait chilled, I've got to be honest, but it is worth doing. Good bait is sort of paramount importance, as is a hand wipe rag. I'm a bit messy at the moment because I haven't really started, but you know, you're just desperate to see if you can actually hold bottom with this big lead. If not, I'm going to have to re-anchor somewhere else. I might try a bit of bream fishing later on, shallow when the tide turns, but I've got basically I've got an ebb tide going all this way, then a bit of slack, and then a bit of slag. Oh dear, Mabel. No, a bit of slack, and then I'm going to have the ebb tide going there. I've got a bit of both here. Got a bit of both. So I'm going to go for this whole mackerel. Obviously, fresh mackerel is better, of course. We know that. But I haven't got fresh mackerel. It's too early in the year, I feel. Maybe there's been a few caught. So I'm going with frozen. That's all I've got, people. And I don't like any kinks in wire. I like it nice and straight. You've seen us do this before. We cut a little split in the back of the bait so that when you push the hook down like this, look, it pushes the point up. And then this pulls down and helps close up the mouth. You see, look. Hello? Hello? I'm going fishing today. The bad thing is I'm on the end of the hook. Sad, isn't it, when you're out all day talking to yourself? Just got yourself and Mabel to talk to. God, let's hope Smith doesn't rock up. So let's see if this is going to hold at the bottom. Because that tide, as you can see, look, I've no idea, but it looks like I'm trolling for marlin here at the moment. And this is what I don't need, weed on the line. We'll see what we've got. I'm told there are some very, very big taupe running around. It's that time of year. I personally have never had one. I've caught loads of taupe. Of course I've had loads of taupe, but mostly down North Devon. That's very, very good taupe fishing down there. And of course Ireland, places like Blacksod Bay, Phoenix Bay. A lot of pack fish there. They don't get the real jumbo, so they get the good, very good, I'm going to say 20 to 30 pounds. No weed, please, no weed. It feels like I'm going to be doing no light tackle fishing. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just bumping this back. I'm lifting it, let a little bit of line go back, bumping. If I can tough it out here, I will, purely because the tide will be better as it dies. And eventually, when you bump back like this, you see the tip go bang. Hopefully you'll see this, bang. Very important for beginners. In it goes. And of course, let's rig up another one. What a day though. They've given 2 or 3 days. I think Wayne's out tomorrow. He's probably going for the big taupe. You'll be going out deeper, quite big tides. And need a fair old bit of lead, but then taupe like it. They like, what I've done is I've come between a funnel area here. There's like a big bank here comes down, and there seems to be a bank over there runs out, comes down. I'm just trying it, that's why the tide's funneling through here hard. But of course, all the food goes through here as well, so that's the idea of me coming here. Whether I'll be able to fish, I know in the next half hour. One tip I will point out, on that first one I dropped down, I'm going to change it. I've got braid straight through to the coat hanger wire boom here. You know, one of these. He says digging around looking for them, can't find them when I want them. These coat hanger booms that I make like that. But what I have found, to show you one, they're fine on mono, okay, they're fine on mono. But the last time I fished, I noticed that the braid, which is, you know, it will chafe on things, if it's rougher in there, it will gradually chafe and weaken that braid. So it's best to have what they call a rubbing lead on the end of the braid. So if braid comes out, then you can tie on, let's say, an all-bright knot and a length of mono, let's say 50 pounds. So that goes through the boom onto your trace, so your boom's sliding up and down on nylon, not on straight braid. The alternative is, if I've got one here, which is straight braid, I just got a regular plastic one there. You see, now that won't chafe. I just got a plastic boom, pop that through there. A plastic boom slides up and down with what appears to be a lead-filled piece of car exhaust pipe. I've got 250-pound trace there in case anything large comes along, and about a 6/0 hook which I just sharpened. I'm going to drop that down with a whole mackerel and then the squid. My feeling is we might get a take on a squid. That's my honest feeling. So when you get them out in there slightly, you've got to ice them, just bend them very slowly just to soften them a little bit. If you do it when they're really frozen, you might snap them. So what I'm doing is going through that throat latch and out, because I want it facing head to the current. In the back, always put that little split in there, and that way, as you can see, the hook rests in there nicely, and hopefully that will lay flat on the seabed like that, and along comes Mr. Fish and picks it up. That's the theory. So this is the squid bait I'm going to be using. It is basically A, frozen, and B, the heads of the squid. And unfortunately for the squid, all the rest of the body's been eaten by myself and my good lady wife. But although you can eat the head and the catching tentacles, these long ones here are the catching tentacles, that is a good bait in its own right. What I do is save these catching tentacles for smaller species like, let's say, black bream, and just get this hooking through the eyeballs, in one eyeball out the other. It's the best way for anybody to hook a squid. And then, because it's tied on it, I'm going to elasticate that on with a bit of thread just to keep it straight. I won't be casting this, I'm just dropping it down. I've actually found the end of the thread as a result. What a day. Okay, so let's just bind this on with a bit of elasticated thread, mostly at the top end, either side of the hook, so it doesn't slide down in one sort of gobby great big gunky heap. Now some people just pinch that into the flesh of whatever they're tying and snap it off. I just do like a couple of half hitches, tug it, snap it off, and that laying nice and flat. Over the side we go. Same, a mini boom there, very small mini boom. Let's untangle it. And about a 10-ounce lead. I'm hoping this weed goes. If you've got a short boom like that, just lower it down slowly. A longer boom, right, say here, that keeps the trace away from the main line. You can go down a little bit quicker, but you risk the bait doing this and spinning and twisting up. It's better to take your time. Look, we're all keen, we're all gung-ho, I can't wait to get a bait on the bottom. But if you drop it down too fast and it spins and tangles, what's the point? You won't catch anything. It's better to drop it down slowly, steadily, get it down right. Oh, here goes the radio again. I have to go to 10, I think. Just for people with radios. Look, I'm no expert. I just go fishing in my own boat and that's the end of it. Obviously got my radio up there, which is constantly set on 16. But you can also set yours if you want to go, let's say on the local chit chat channel here is 10, then you can go to 10, fine, no problem. But you can also get up here, just show it to you here. My radio's tucked up under here. See, look, it's monitoring 16 all the time. But you can set that for dual watch, what they call dual watch. So it's sort of, it'll pop between, you see the little numbers go 10, 16, 10, 16, 10, 16, or whatever the other channel is you want to put it on. That's what I find, so I understand it, go to dual watch. That way you can hear what's being caught fish-wise, but you'll always get overridden. I think by 16 will always come in as the main channel, which is the Coast Guard. I feel a squid's going to go. I certainly hope so. And there's hardly anybody fishing. I saw a couple of guys at the launch, at the slip, with a Raider 18. There's not many place fishing up in here, and not many bream fishing. The bream, they tell me they've been catching on the drift, which I find strange that you would end up losing all your gear, but apparently not. Right, more rods.
Here is the Maritime Safety Information Broadcast. Gale warnings. There are currently no gale warnings in force for sea areas Dover, Wight, Portland and Plymouth. The general situation. High pressure over Western Island on Tuesday morning becomes centred over the English Channel later Wednesday, with a low edging west into the East Shetland Basin. North Foreland to Seldyville, 24-hour forecast. North, backing west, 3 or 4, becoming variable, 3 or less later.
I've got a spinning rod here which I'm going to, what is that, a bite up there? Somebody watch. That's a fish, that's a fish. That's a fishy. Check that one as well. Oh wow, fish on boys. Fish on. What is this gonna, wow, that's some bend in the rod. How old is this line, Graeme? Now, I was catfishing last night, trying to catch a catfish to finish a film off. I lost one monumental cat. It's the second one I've lost on the second trip, so I don't need to do 3 and 3, do I? I do not need 3 out of 3. I don't think it's a doggy, could be. All right, it's twangy, very twangy. Now that's on that head, squid head. So I'm going to keep an eye. I've got 2 uptiders, so basically I've got mackerel here, squid down there, anchored down the bottom. Weed hopefully has gone through. And then I've got a squid I've thrown out there, squid over that way. Hoping they stay apart, and obviously going to drop a light tackle down to see if there's any nibblers down there. Come on, fishy. I'll just bring it off for a sec. Oh no, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Funny little twangy bit to it. Definitely not a dogfish. There, see, it's funny. Look, really sharp head shakes. I think I'm going to just take this a bit easier. I don't know what this is. That is most peculiar. I'm going to go for a small ray, and it's flapping every now and then, and that's what's doing that sort of jerking on the rod top. We'll find out shortly. I'm going to say, like all anglers, I never mind losing fish when you've seen, well, I don't like losing fish, of course you do, that's a stupid thing to say, Graeme. Oh, I love losing fish. It's got that twang to it. Ah, it's a conger. It's a conger. Now, who'd have thought that on the side of a bank like this? Doesn't seem to be any rough ground. That was that twanging. Here comes Mr. Conger. Cross between a bootlace and a strap. Not quite what you would, whoa, he's going now. Not quite what you call the proper conger, but there you go. A conger eel. First blood to me. Hook out, and I'm going to check that one over there. Right, where's my pliers? try this one first. Well, as idyllic as this seems, you've doubtless heard in that forecast, they give it coming up westerly, 3 to 4. The trouble is this tide's going to want to ebb this way and the wind's coming west to southwest, so it's going to lump up quite a bit here. So I think I'm just going to tough it out here. So I might have to go in early. I hope not. I hope not. Whoa! Somebody watch that rod. Always keep some sun oil in the boat, because although it's not blazingly hot, the rays of the sun are hot and it bounces off all this water, it reflects off, so you're getting double bubble on the old sun's rays. I'll just cack myself up. Wipe your hands, always wipe your hands. Don't put it all over the rod butt, will you? Wipe your hands when you get it off. This one has a sun protection factor of, I think, 1.4. It's been in the boat 9 years, but it's all I've got, so I'm putting it on. Oh, 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 oh. Holy, oh, I can't get a rudder. That's the same side over there. I wonder if, do I need to re-anchor, because the bank's coming up this way. That's 2 takes on that side of the bank. That's what it says. The Totally Awesome Fishing Show. You watch this fish fall off now. Oh, 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 no, no, no. Oh, no. Good job I checked that drag. That's how I lost that big catfish, about 30, 40 pounds. Just a little bit too much drag at the wrong time. Easily done, easily done. Again, the fresh squid head. They love it. The mackerel, nothing, but that's down there for a reason. It's down there in case a taupe comes. I've no idea what this is. Now this one's coming up fairly dead. These are just 9-foot spinning rods from the shore that I'm using here. I've been very, very pleased with them, very pleased with them. I don't think they're expensive rods, but they've been pretty well. They're not getting up there with the vintage snap 3. Holy cow! The vintage 2 or 3 times tip snapped ugly stick, which I do like. Now the fact this fish just ripped a load of line off me, I think tells me it's going to be a smooth hound, which is going to be my target species. If it's a smooth hound, with the way it ripped that line out then, I don't think it's a small one. Now I'm on mono here, so I'm running the risk that I could pick up a taupe and it bites through. I could play it like this for ages and it still bites through. Guys, I'm going to click this camera off a second because I want to concentrate on this fish and keep it away from the other lines. You know there's some tension when you hear the wind singing in the line. You can hear it. Right, you can't hear it. Okay, okay, be like that then. No, I can hear it. Now he's coming up vertical. I don't want him going up that way to the anchor rope. It is. Looks a bit taupey, is it? That's got to be a smooth hound. Wait, rip that line off. Here comes a fish. Here comes a fish. It's not a big fish. It looks like Mr. Hound. Mr. Hound has come to town. Just be aware with smooth hounds, people. I mean, I'm fishing alone in a boat, but they can crank off at the last minute. Like this. This isn't a big one, but if you get a big one, it can give you some fun. There he is. I've got the hook out. Oh, he is one feisty critter. There. I think the eyes look really cool on these fish. Let's get him back. They have no teeth, but they are an excellent scrapping fish. Gone. Do you notice that was on the same piece of squid that I elasticated on, and it's still there? So that's a conger and smooth hound on the same bait. And I feel there's weed on this one. I'm going to throw this out first. I think I've got a fish. Left hand up tighter. Squid again, but I just looked around and it tripped the griplet out, dragged it down, so I'm hoping I haven't got my other line. It doesn't feel anything like a smooth hound. Possibly a dogfish. Such a mess. How can somebody get in such a mess fishing in a boat on their own? Man alone in a boat. It's strange how you get more and more used to using fixed ball reels for shallow water fishing like this. You know, this is about 35 feet, and there comes Mr. Dogfish. And you can see he's just, oh, come here. He's just tripped that lead out, you see, even the dogfish. He's tripped the lead out. And there's Mr. Dogfish. Hold the tail, get hold of the head so it doesn't wrap around your arm, and then just pop the hook out. One thing that comes out, one thing it might pay you to do, still got a piece of squid bait left because I elasticated it on, is to just crush those barbs a little bit. Makes it easier to get out. Go, go. They found me. Well, I've had a load more dogs. The dogs have definitely found me, so I'm steaming through my bait stocks. Still don't fancy moving because, as you can see by the boat rocking around, that west and southwest wind, 3 to 4, they've given us coming up. But I've had a conger, I've had a smooth hound. Where else would I go? I'm still going to get the same wind wherever I go. And I feel with the tide dying here, there's a good chance. One thing I will say, we get along the south coast of the UK. I'm sure people get it all around the world because everybody watches our show all around the world, different places. We get something called May rot, right? So it doesn't just happen in May, it comes when the water warms up. I don't know whether it's like an algae or a weed bloom that comes in the water. It's like a sort of little seed thing that goes through the water. When you get this May rot, I guess it must die off. This bloom dies off. It definitely shuts the fishing down. But last year they told me it went right into July. It was a long one. I've got a bit left here. Let me see if it's just come off the line. Hang on a second. Now this is a tiny bit which balls up. They clogs up on the line sometimes. And I don't know whether you probably won't see that. But no, it's just, you can see it's like a dead weed and it clogs up. And I think that is what they call the May rot. But they get it all along the south coast of the UK. Oh, somebody's coming over here. They think I know. Well, they think he knows a hot spot. No, I just fancy stopping it. If they're moving, generally means they're not catching. But that May rot, let us know in the comments page. All you guys around the world, east coast of the States, west coast California, do you get this? I know about red tide. I know that can be anywhere in the world, and that deoxygenates the water, and I think it does actually kill fish. There's some guys flying past there. It's like an Orkney. So tells me they've probably been fishing inside from the way they came out and perhaps not done so good in there, and they're going to come out and try a bit deeper. Let us know about May rot. Do you know this woman called May? And does she rot? That is one gorgeous day. If it wasn't for the wind and a bit of quiet fishing, it would be perfect. Take you over to this. It's a pretty little ray. This is a pretty ray, this one. It's called a spotted ray. I'm calling that a spotted ray. Just hold in there. Look, see this? Can you see the spines in there? So be careful where you're holding. As the saying goes, be careful what you wish for. He's just hooked in there. There's a fish on that other one. Now turn him around that way. That's a male fish with claspers. I don't want to get spiked myself, to be honest. There. It's a little bit at the edge of the cheek muscle there. Now if I just hold him carefully, because I've got spines. There, now you can see they arch up and you can see all the dots on him. He is indeed a pretty little chap. Let's get him straight back. Well, I'm having a good day so far. There he goes. They arch up, they're rigid, then they'll swim away in a second. when he realises he's free. I'm free to have my sandwich. That was on squid, you'll notice. I think I'll get another squid head down. And the sooner I get down Weymouth and catch some more fresh squid off that pier with a jig, the better. I thought I just saw something out of the corner of my eye. Lack of action on the small rods for some reason. I've had one dogfish. And some of these big squid I've already cut off there. You see where his eyes are there? I'm going to split him right down the middle. And I'm going to make, hopefully, 2 baits of him. So I don't know how long I'm going to be out. And I know I have only got a limited amount of these super fresh squid. That's the bit I like, with all that juice in there. I put it back in there, keep it cool. Everything cool. I'll try and retain that, we call it custard, sort of juicy stuff that's in there. I'll try and retain all that. I'll tell you what these heads would be good for. I reckon they'd be very good for catfish. Just have that feeling. Somebody was telling me they're one of the top baits, catfish. I thought, yeah, that's frozen squid. You know, regular stuff. What about fresh caught frozen squid? Could be the catfish bait of the century and nobody knows it. Well, they do now, it's on YouTube. Notice how I've lashed an extra eyeball up here so he can see what's coming behind him. Got to have a sense of humour, haven't you? Christ, I must do fishing on my own. So there's an eyeball there and I've lashed the other eyeball up the top here. Sorry if anybody's just having their lunch or tea. That's another thing that annoys me. People, look, I have lunch at lunchtime and dinner at dinner time. Some people say, well, dinner is in the evening. No, that's tea time. That's when you have your tea. You know, you can have early lunch. Lunch could be 12 till 1, we'll say, average of 1 o'clock. And you have dinner time and tea time. You know, you're spaced apart. They have brunch. I know they have brunch in America. Brunch, I think, is sort of an extension of 11 o'clock. I think like forever, it just goes on brunch, doesn't it? Any American people out there, tell us what brunch exactly signifies in the time scale of eating. I believe it's after. You must not have brunch before 11 o'clock. Otherwise it's breakfast. But I have tea at tea time and dinner, say 1, 2 o'clock. Or in my case, sandwiches most of the time. I don't have much going for me. Mind you, the wife did get up at 6 o'clock to make my sandwiches today. Shouldn't grumble, should I? Now come on, boys. There's 3 different species, 4 different species with the dogfish. I need more. Otherwise I'm going to have to start eating my food again and I should be running out early. Oh, now I can feed them. I saw no bite, by the way. Saw absolutely no bite at all on this. I just thought I'm going to check that bait. I'm going to guess and say it's like a Thornback grey. It's a dead weight. It has kicked a couple of times, took some line off me, so my money's on a ray. Oh, big ray, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's okay. Yeah, I've seen him. Might just be able to make out the colour. No, come away from the other line, please. Please don't go into that braid. This is a big... Wow, that is a big ray. Holy schmoly. That is a big, big Thornback. Do you know what? I didn't even see the bite. That is a big one. Look, check this out, people. That is a big ray. Oh, God alive. I think that's my biggest Thornback I've ever caught. Let's get him in. I'm going to get him down, get that hook out first. And there's always some slime everywhere. Oh, tell you what, this is a big Thornback. Well into doubles. Oh, dearie me. He's still coming, he's still coming. That is a big one. Can you hear his thorns? Listen, if you don't think he's got thorns, listen. You can hear them on the side of the boat. That is a beauty, is it not? I believe that might even be the biggest Thornback I've ever caught. That's big. sort of upper double size. Big fish. Right boys, let's get this one back, another species. Oh, that is a lump. There he goes. Look at that, gone straight away. It's gone straight away. That was on that lucky squid again. I may have to move to Weymouth, you know. I got one straight under the boat. I just heard the reel going. I'm bound to pick my other lines up. Feels like a ray again. Wow, what about that? It's another spotted ray. And 8 lines. Now just so you know people, these spotted rays have an extendable mouth like the undulate ray, so I feel they're very, very predatory. Only for a small ray. They're very pretty as well. Lovely colours. I've got to get more baits in, somebody help me. I was just thinking, as I was laying on the deck, thinking nothing's going to come through here, slack water, and it just went bzzz. It's got to be a smooth hound. I just hope I don't pick my other line up here. I can't see it being anything else. By that take was a monumental wahoo's take that was. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. It's kicking now. Got my sleeves up for this one. Gets any bigger, I might even roll my trouser legs up. Haven't seen the light of day for about 28 years. If I wear a pair of shorts, planes have to divert because they see this white flashing down on the ground, on the boat. They're not sure what it is. I think missiles have been launched or something. 2 white flashes. Here he comes. Let's just see it. Let's just see it because that was a good take. It's got to be a hound. I just feel it's going to take off again. I'll get my drag checked. It's not. I got it wrong. That was some take. It is another Thornback ray. Nothing like the size of the other one I had, but man, that was some take. Let's see if I can get him up for you. He might pop up. He's just hanging there. If he falls off, trust me. I don't want a handful of thorns. There we go, got him. There we go, people. Check that one out. What a session. He absolutely screamed it. Do you know, he's barely hooked. I could take that hook out of my fingers. Look. How lucky was that? Oh my God, hang on. Hang on. Holy cow. Head cam. Is my head big enough to take it? This is a kicking, thrashing. What then? Now surely this one's a hound. What a session I'm having. I just fancy this mark. It's not even a mark, to be honest. It's just a general area. Maybe it's a state of the tide. I've got a lot of faith in that squid though. Whoa, that was as you saw it, from one fish to another. And literally, that's where I was. Pillows there, old hand wipe towel there, sunning myself out the wind when that rod went off. I'm going to try and come under this one. So I don't want to pick any other lines up. God, I'm going to be worn out of this race. Check that drag here. Hounds are notorious for going off at the last moment, and yeah, I'm not going to call this one a hound. I'm calling this a ray. I've called it a ray, and you know what it is. It's a smooth hound. Get prepared for this to take off if it does go. Oh, and a couple of lines. Oh, he's going. try and get him fast. I don't want to. Okay, I want him away from that other line. Oh, bigger than the other one, boys. Whoa, what a beauty, boys. What a beaut. There he goes. Like a missile. What a mess. My sunbed's gone. Here in England, you have to get up really early to get your suntails on the bed. Got a big fish hooked up, boys. Got a big fish hooked up. I know that by the rod. This is my 2030. I use this for blue sharks. This is some real head pulls and bangs on this. I'm hoping you're getting some of this action. Oh, come on, man. Let's just see it. I had some big head shakes on this one. When I first hooked it up, I've no idea what it is. It might be a ginormous conger eel. Wouldn't that be nice? Till I got it near the boat. There's the head shakes. There's the head shakes. Definitely. Here's the colour. Giant ray. Beast of a ray. Wowee. What type is that? Big beast of a ray. That is amazing. That thumps and bangs on that. That's another big ray. There he goes. It is an undulate. There's a bite on the back corner of my eye. I just saw that rod go there. See if we can get this one. Another species, another double figure ray, people. High Sea Drifter is on fire today. He's just hooked. He is just hooked there. Yeah, look at the size of that one. Be careful for the thorns. Yeah, I thought they were. Just in the cheekbones. I'm going to try and lift him on the wire, guys. Oh my God. Look at the size of this one. In you come. Sweet. And hook just right. Hooks out. What a beauty. 12, 14, 15 pounds. That's a big one, look. Wow, an epic session. Is it the mark? Well, of course it's the mark. I've got a feeling it's a bait. I've got some dirty squid, what's called dirty squid. I'll show that to you in a minute. Some dirty cuttlefish. But it ain't the same as that fresh stuff, I can assure you. I'll try and get this one back and show you. Look at the teeth on that. They're crushing molars. You do not want... Oh! You do not want to get your fingers in there. And there he goes. I mean, what's happening now is the wind has gone round a bit into the tide. I've seen the guy go past with the Orkney again, and generally a sign that, you know, they're looking for fish, they're hunting. It's ridiculous. I mean, I really didn't want to go fishing today. I really didn't. I had to push myself. I didn't want to go. I sort of wanted to go but didn't want to go. The trouble is I'm only 50 miles from the sea. It's such a ball buster. I spend, just so you people know, 6 hours of every fishing day like this. It's 6 hours without cleaning the boat. Is spent just towing, getting back, pulled it from anchor to home is 3 hours. So that's 6 hours of my day. It's much easier to get aboard a charter boat, step aboard and step off. But you don't always get fishing like this, and you're your own captain. That is a huge plus. So this is the difference between, I'm going to call this my squid, this lovely, beautiful, pure white, purebred fish, and this is a bait company. Devon Baits do these ones, and this is a cuttlefish, and it's called dirty, like dirty squid and dirty cuttlefish. Cuttlefish is a very good, very tough bait, and I'm going to be trying this and see what the difference is. I'm going to split it into two. You can see there's the ink all over it. Look. So some people swear by this. They like, you can see it coming off in the water. My wife doesn't swear by it when I get it on my t-shirts and stuff like that. I just wash it off. I'm not really sure why they leave it on, in fairness. And of course inside, I mean, I've ripped this one to shreds, but there is a cuttle bone in here. He says, hopefully you can get it out. It's frozen, that's the time I can't get it out. But you'll see, this is what you can find washed up on the beach, and this is basically their backbone. Watch. Oh, I can't get it out. There we go. Let's wash it off. Sure sure a lot of you guys will recognise these. You find these off the beach and you wonder what they are. And budgerigars love them. I think they're full of calcium. It's the backbone of the cuttlefish. Alright. Conservation there, look. Right, this is a good bait. I'll probably get 3 baits out of this. I will indeed. Well, that's as much I could do to hold this. It's a big, yeah, looks like another big ray spinning in the tide. I don't think this one's a thornback. I can barely, but the tide is steaming. There's every chance I'll lose this fish. I'm just going to ease him in slowly, slowly. You can see how they kite in the tide. Is that a small line? I don't know. Or is it just another thornback? Just another. Sometimes they come up and you can actually sort of skate them, they are skate, across the surface. Probably an undulate. There's no stretch in the line now, so there's every chance he could pull out. But there's the other side. Be very careful doing this, people, because you can easily break a rod top. I've got another line there. That's why he's an undulate. Oh, that's a biggie, boys. Oh, there we go. There we go. Another giant size ray. I mean, there's some big fish out here, isn't there? Well, guys, I've had a little sunbathe again down there. A bit too cold now. The wind's gone right around the south. It's blowing, which is what they said it would go. Can't fish the light rod, but you can see got my heavy rods down, but I'm on pound of lead and the up tide is dragging round, weeds coming, so I feel I've had the best of it and it's pretty fresh out there now. It's almost just off south there. They said it'd be westerly that way. I've got one last throw of the dice. I think I'm going to go inshore over in here and I might be able to get some bream. Where I am is just there. That's me there in the boat. So you can see I'm just on the edge. And I wanted to be on the edge there so that the food, anything comes down in this channel, I could be on that side. Didn't quite fancy the hole. And I'm just up on the edge of the bank there. I can see I'm just on the edge of the bank. And that was the idea of fishing. There's been a good hunch there. It's like a bank here, a bank there, and a hole in the middle, and any food going up and down here gets channeled up and down here. I am right there with the cursor, as you can see. So if you see any marks like that, it might be worth trying that. I think I'm in about 35, 40 feet of water, something like that. Anyway, I think we'll get the gear in and make a move now. Okay, I'm anchored up close inshore. I am in 10, 11, about 11 metres, so 33 feet of water. I'll show you. Okay, so I'm anchored just here off the page and the current is going this way. It's going to about that angle there, like that. So I'm trying to not touch the touchscreen there. So that's where I want my lines going, if you can see that. There's my depth, so what, 11, about 11 I suppose that is. And the ebb tide is going this way, sort of coming in here, so I'm hoping the smell off my baits will just clip that little bit of reef there and might get, hopefully, a chance of a bream. And one thing I have noticed, I've got my big baits out, I put all my big baits out here, but this one already, it's been out here minutes, it's been bang, 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 bang. So I'm going to rig up, sit down, have a cup of tea, and make some small hook traces with a lead at the bottom, 2 hooks here, so drop it to the bottom, there's the lead. Up here, paternoster, and then use some of these little bits down here and see if we can't catch bream to finish, because I've had a blinder of a day. I mean, it's been epic, but the tide and the weed has pushed me out now. So let's just see if we can salvage a fish or two on the way back and get a different species. Just lost the fish here, guys. Having a sandwich and a sit down, absolutely hammered over. No question in my mind. That was a bream. So I really need to up my game here and get some different rigs out. So I'm only fishing with the one paternoster here. That was a good fish too. My fault, trying to set the camera up, doing the same old story. How many fish have I lost? Messing with that camera. A lot. But sooner or later, you have to have some of this and some of this. Well, the uptide has just gone, people. And it's not a dogfish. I'm just sitting there tying these rigs up, and it just was in a it was in a snag, and I pulled it a couple of times. It jumped. I thought, you know what, I can't be bothered if it's snagged up too much. And now it's coming and coming and coming towards me. I just feel it's a small smooth hound. I don't see it being a dogfish, a bit too heavy. Guy up there must be feeling incredibly sick. He's moving around up there, looping the loop or whatever. He's getting pitched around more than I am on this boat. Here it comes. Ah, conger, small conger. That's why it was in a snag. A spinning small conger. That's 2 congers. Here we go, people. Well, maybe I was going to put small hooks on this. Maybe I won't. It's still tied in here, you know. It's still a heck of a lot of tide. There we go. One small conger eel hooked perfectly. Right, I think I'll still throw this out while I'm actually rigging up with the small hooks, mate. I'm going to make the rigs up first. In fact, I'm just going to drop that over the side. I'm not even going to heave it miles, just lob it down here. Strange things happen to sea. There's been some big bream caught on fairly big baits intended for other species, so I'm just going to leave that down there while I tie the rigs up. There's the line I dropped hastily. I'm going to go with 15 pound, and I need some small hooks, swivels. That's all I need. Close the dustbin up. I've got one on, boys. I got one on. I've got a boat coming over here as well. She's never on my list of priorities. This is a nice bream, I feel. I've got very small hooks. I've taken off the big hook. Just got small hooks. A very, very sharp tapping bite you get. And the fight, indeed, is totally different on a bream. Hey, look, see, they're digging and digging. This could be a very nice bream. If it's sizable, it could be on the way to the frying pan. It is indeed sizable, but I just want to. Oh, it's a nice bream. No, look at this one, boys. What a day I'm having. Ho, ho, ho. I'm about to get spiked. I can feel it. I can just feel it. Well, I will in a minute. There, folks. There's a nice black bream. Very good to eat. You can bake them, fry them. But let's get him unhooked. I'm going to put him back. Oh, in again. Oh, what? Same rod. Woo. People, check it out. I mean, what a session. That's a nice sized bream. Look at that one. Some people go, man, you're putting these fish back. Plenty of food in the supermarket.